Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts, and I'm here today with Brownells Daily Defense to talk to you about strong side carry for concealment. So first, what does strong side carry mean? So if I were to look at the body, my belly button being 12 o'clock, I'm going to go to the 3 o'clock position for strong side carry. Now there's a lot of other positions that you can use, but this position has a lot of pros and not very many cons. So what's the most popular pro? Well, the popularity, meaning that there are more holsters made for strong side carry than just about any other holster combined. And that has to do with the fact that it's a very popular choice. Right below that would be comfort. Carrying strong side on the hip is a very comfortable position to carry. I've got a lot of freedom of movement with not a lot of impediment, so I like that. Next, my lifestyle. This kind of fits my lifestyle easy, meaning I don't have to really do a lot. I can go right to the gun store, buy a firearm, buy a holster, have a good belt, and I can pretty much be on my way to carrying concealed. Now, there's obviously some tips that you want to try to apply, but you get the picture. Next is speed of the draw. So when it comes to drawing the firearm from the holster to the target, strong side on the waistband carry actually provides me with a pretty fast draw stroke compared to some of the other draw strokes that we'll see. Now, what's the con? Really, there's only one con, and that has to do with the fact that it doesn't conceal the firearm that well. Meaning the entire firearm plus the holster are on the outside of the pants, which means that my entire wardrobe choice as far as my cover garment, shirt, whatever I'm wearing, has to cover the entire package. And that can sometimes be asking a lot. Now, the next thing we talk about is my wardrobe conditions. As I was mentioning that I now have to choose a wardrobe, I choose a shirt that is going to cover not just the frame's grip, but the entire firearm plus the holster, which means that I have to make sure that the shirt goes low enough so it covers all the way down to the very bottom of the muzzle, probably maybe an inch below that. Now that can sometimes be difficult depending on body size, but that's one of the things that you want to look for. Does the shirt go low enough to actually cover the entire package? The next thing is because everything's on the outside, I would recommend that you go with heavier blends. So that's like your cotton or heavy cotton blends because they're going to provide less of a printing view compared to some of the other lighter materials. So any of the polyester materials will typically lay on those sharp corners, sometimes printing the fact that you're carrying a firearm. When it comes to environmental conditions, here's where the strong side on the waistband kind of can shine. If it's extreme heat or extreme cold, anytime you're in those weather conditions, it can be kind of uncomfortable to begin with. Add to the equation that you're trying to carry a firearm, and that can make things really difficult. Carrying strong side on my waistband can make that a little bit easier. One of the other things that we talk about is the handgun size. So because of the popularity of these holsters, you can pretty much find a holster for just about any handgun, from your full size all the way down to your micro compacts. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going to be of the same quality, but it means that you at least have a variety of choices for the various holsters that are out there, or I'm sorry, various firearms that are out there. Next, it comes to the actual holster choice. And with strong side on the waistband, there's a lot of different ways that you can actually carry that firearm. The way that I typically will recommend is going to be more of a pancake style. And what that means is that there's going to be a belt loop in front of the firearm and a belt loop behind the firearm. And that's going to help to snug the firearm tight against my body. There are other options that you can have. You can have a belt loop, you can actually have a paddle, but the problem with those is that they kind of move the firearm a little bit further away from the body. I like the fact that I can snug this up nice and tight. So while the con for on the waistband is the concealability, carrying with a pancake style holster means that I'm getting at least as much concealability as I possibly can out of that holster choice. One of the last things that I find kind of valuable is the fact that I don't really restrict my movement, my mobility. If I have to get up, get down from a seated position, such as inside my office or inside of a vehicle, or if I'm going out to meals, the up and down conditions that I will find myself into don't really cause any impediments to my movement or my mobility. There might be some times when I find it to be maybe not lacking in mobility, but for the most part, for my everyday type carry needs, it really doesn't restrict my movement at all. So I'm Jeff Gonzalez. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them down below. Until then, take care and stay safe.